his tag team partner from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Mr. Wrestling, Jonas Albert Robinson. He is Wade by God Hess, and his tag team partner, Nate Andrews. And they are the House of Hess.
What you're seeing is correct, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the West Coast Wrestling Connection on television, and what you're watching right here is a brawl, a plain old-fashioned brawl. Pat, not too long ago, you were in the ring. Why don't you catch up all the viewers at home with, wow, the bomb you dropped on the Family Stone?
Well, what happened was about a month ago, there was a severe beatdown after the matchup of the House of Hess taking the beating from the Family Stone. Cedric the Hitman, the leader of that beatdown, also the rest of the members of the Family Stone involved. This past week, I met as half owner of the WC with the board of directors of the West Coast Wrestling Connection. We said we would come up with a couple of decisions that night. We did. Number one was to suspend Cedric the Hitman indefinitely from wrestling in the WC. The other one was to levy fines on the wrestlers, Eric Baden and of course, another member of Jonas Albert Robinson and another member of the Family Stone. Those fines consist of $5,000 each.
Stiff penalty, but the bottom line is TKO Cody Smith unable to compete as a result of the beatdown, the assault that was perpetrated against him last time we were here.
And this is a month later, and he's still unable to compete, and he's quite the athlete, he's quite the wrestler, quite the fan favorite as well, and to not having him here tonight is just not right. That is not something that is okay, particularly the reason why he is not here.
Exactly. So, what we have here is it's a non-title matchup right now. The House of Hess, and standing in Cody Smith's place is Nate Andrews. It's been a while since we've seen Nate. He has been literally fighting at death's door, and it is nothing less than a miracle that he is competing today.
Yeah, he just came down with a mystery illness, and it really sidelined him in a big way. He lost a ton of weight, never gave up on his fight to gain back his health, which obviously he's done. Look at him in the ring. Looking great, competing at the top of his game as he has always done. He's never given less than 100% in the wrestling ring. And then on the Family Stone side, given Cedric's suspension, we're seeing the team that we've seen time and again of Eric Baden and Jonas Albert Robinson. And they're quite competitors, I realize that. This is going to be a great matchup tonight, JT. Well, there's so much emotion behind this, and frankly, you added fuel to fire when you levied the fines and announced the suspension of Cedric the Hitman. There's a lot on the line here beyond the championship right now. Yeah, there is, and I knew that announcing that right before the match was going to have an impact. I could have talked to each of them individually, behind closed doors. I thought it would have the best impact, the most impact, doing it right here in front of the fans, so the fans realize what's going on. They get the entire picture. Absolutely, and ultimately it's so important they understand that, it's one thing to have injuries in the course of a match, of the work, the jobs that these individuals have. Injuries come with the game, but to be injured is the result of just petty jealousness and meanness. Correct. Justice ultimately is served. There is a code. There is a reason. And thank you for sharing that with the fans here and levying that against the family. Boy, there's a big suplex from Wade Hess. Everything Wade Hess does is big. Yeah, it's powerful. Big, just like Texas is. Wade Hess has been such a successful tag team competitor since coming here to the West Coast Wrestling Connection. He's been with us for a long time. He's had the gold around his waist before, got it there again, and now he's working away on Jonas Albert Robinson. Wade Hess and Nate Andrews have tagged together. They've traveled together. They know each other very well. I anticipate seeing quite a bit of great chemistry and good sound fundamentals tag team wrestling between the two. I also anticipate seeing some good reactions to the double teams that Eric Baden and Jonas Albert Robinson are just waiting to unleash. you can always expect that from the family Stone. And these wrestlers, of course, Eric Baden, having had much gold around his waist over the years in the West Coast Wrestling Connection, a ton of experience, and now Nate Andrews. Nate sent out of the ring.
Sent to the outside. There was a little subtle thing there you may not have caught, but when he was draped over the ropes there, Eric Baden shook him right there, adding a little bit of pressure there in between the legs, and now he's attacking Nate Andrews on the outside, and well, really just helping him get in. Blind tag there, false tag between Eric and Jonas.
And J2, I do want to remind our viewers that because of those fines and suspension being levied right at the top of this match, I did sanction this as a non-title matchup. So I just want to make that clear.
That makes a lot of sense, especially given the change in personnel. Half of the champions unable to compete right now.
Nate saying hello to that boot the hard way.
And now they've got Nate captured there in their corner. Family Stone, Eric Baden, and Jonas Albert Robinson, very accomplished tag team. They've held championships actually a couple of different times.
Yes, sir.
Back, I used to manage both of them for a short time.
You did.
Champions. And they have quite an extensive repertoire of double team moves and strategies that I've not yet seen them dust off really in this match yet.
Nobody home that time for Jonas Albert Robinson.
Listen to those West Coast Wrestling Connection fans solidly behind Nate Andrews.
Rallying behind Nate as they really should, as they are wont to do.
But just not quite enough. We've got both of the Family Stone members in the ring at the same time. Oh, Nate's able to hit a back elbow, duck his way under,
wow,
they're outside. Uh-oh.
Oh, and that's gotta hurt.
I think the fans out there are saying it best as they scream out, "Cheaters!" Kind of what's going on right now. But you know what, Pat, you and I know very well. That's the name of the game in tag team wrestling.
Yeah, it is, because especially with only one referee, Chris Lineker, one man can only see so much.
Exactly.
And that's the position that Chris Lineker finds himself in right now.
You have one man essentially supervising the actions of four. There's no way that he's going to be able to do all of it, especially when the real action's right in the center of the ring. Got some tags
Nate gets
made.
there for the tag. Here comes Wade Hess.
He is on fire. Clotheslines, back elbows. Jonas Albert Robinson on the receiving end of all of them. He wants him back up. Jonas on his feet, comes up. What a spine buster!
Spine buster. And there comes Baden, just as you said, JT, using some unsavory methods to prevent the pinfall.
Well, doing what they've got to do to win, even though he's in there, he shouldn't be. They have 5 seconds to break up the double. Oh, Nate Andrews on the top rope, comes up, hits Eric Baden out of nowhere.
Where did Nate come up with that?
It's a desperation move right there by Nate Andrews, trying to help out the House of Hess. And we've got all 4 men in the ring. Once again, Pat, we've come a long ways, but we're right back where we started this match.
We certainly are. It's a Donnybrook right now. This can go any way.
Whoa, Jonas Albert Robinson shoving Chris Lineker out of the way.
Yeah, to the mat.
Chris Lineker's still trying to get some order right now.
And they push him
they
down
want
again.
to fight. They want to fight. Wade Hess.
Lineker's going to call for the bell. As he should.
As he should
As
have.
he should.
This match is out of control. All Wade Hess wants to do is fight. Let's go to the ring announcer for the official word. As the brawl continues outside the ring. They're headed to the outside of the locker room.
Referee Chris Lineker has called this a no contest.
And that's it, Pat. This is not done. I don't know if it was you at the beginning of the match or just the hatred that was there before, but you're going to have to stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to find out what happens next. You stay here, WC on TV.